was going back through some old films that I reviewed on the website, but not done reviews video wise for, so I decided to give the special meltdown edition of Street Trash another watch. This is from Synapse Films. Basically, it does have a plot, but it's not necessarily like it's more like a day in the life of more than a real coherent plot because we're dropped in on this world with these bums, these homeless people, these winos who are just kind of doing their own thing, and most of them just trying to get drunk. And a lot of them live in like a junkyard where, particularly, there's this dude that's an ex-war vet that's like super crazy there, and is definitely willing to kill people. And but our main guy, what's his name? Is his name Randy? Is that what his name is? No, Fred. Fred's his name. Yeah, I don't know where I got Randy from, but there's Fred. He's our main hobo, and he goes along and he's the main dude we're going to follow throughout the movie, but there's definitely other hobos and whatnot we do follow. But the gist of things is this liquor store comes across an old bottle of Viper, which was in the building, like deep hid inside the building, and he puts it on clearance for like $1 a bottle. And of course, the winos are going to want that. And when they do get their hands on that and drink it, it does just so happens to make people start to melt. And and they melt in very graphic ways, which this is a scene here that's being illustrated here. The whole effects side of this is definitely the best side of this because whenever something happens to somebody, it never happens the same way twice. And it's definitely worth seeing for that. It's gross, but it's fun. It's not too gross. The whole movie, I think, feels like a trauma movie, even though it's not a trauma movie. It feels like it's a trauma movie. Like you almost expect the trauma bumper to play right before the movie plays because you feel like you're in Tromaville, so to speak, but you're not. You're just in the street somewhere with a bunch of bums. But you've got that stuff going on. You've got a cop that's hot on the trail of other stuff. You've got the like I said, the crazy guy in the junkyard that's having like nom flashbacks and all this stuff. And then you've got our main hobo whose brother kind of like has a rendezvous going on with an Asian lady. And it's just so many things are going on, so many combustible elements that all come to a head one eventful night at the junkyard. And our main homeless person and his brother have to do battle with our crazy guy that's running the junkyard. But lots of other weird and wacky things happen before we get to that point. But this is something that's not going to be for everybody. It's got some stuff in it that's not very tasteful by any means these days. There is some stuff that happens to some women in this that's frowned upon, definitely. And it was a different time, so people probably didn't think much about it these days when they put it in here for the comedic elements. But I'm sure some people might find that offensive these days if they watch it. So if you are one of those people that gets easily offended, I would definitely skip Street Trash. Um, Other than that, there's some actually really funny moments in this thing. Like there's a dude that goes into the store and proceeds to rip him off by sticking meat down his pants, and it's just like I said, it's a weird film, but it's a fun film. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's worth a watch. Like I said, it kind of lacks a plot in a way, but it's still one of those you kind of just want to see because you can tell that a lot of effort and time was put into it, and the results are better than they probably should have been. There is some of our scenes you'll see in this movie. Here is special features, which Synapse never slacks on that. High definition transfer from the original camera negative, 2 audio commentaries, meltdown memoirs, street trash featuring rare footage, and interviews of the cast and crew. That's the making of Street Trash, I should say. The original Street Trash 16mm short film that inspired the movie. The original Street Trash promotional teaser, original theatrical trailer, all new Blu-ray exclusives, and interviews, deleted scenes, all that good stuff. Region free for everybody. If you do purchase this, you'll get one of these little Viper stickers. But I have a couple of these, and I think it's like I had the DVD at one time, and I did part with the DVD when I got the Blu-ray, and I think I just kept the stickers. But yeah, there is your disc, showing you pretty much what you're dealing with. But yeah, it's a fun one. Recommended highly for people that aren't offended by a lot of stuff, and for people that really enjoy trauma movies. Even though it's not from Trauma, it's from Synapse Films. But yeah, give this one a watch if you like good effects and just overall weird stuff.